Thanks, Mark. Yeah, teams are back out.
Talking of odd, here's Ian.
Don't worry, I won't be calling you. The teams are back out, and neither side has made a change, so we're back underway. And I'll run through the two teams for you. Donnarumma in goal for Italy. Back four of Di Lorenzo, Acerbi, Bonucci, Spinazzola. Midfielder Jorginho, Verratti and Barella, Berardi, Immobile. And in Poland, Vicky Sparks and Chris Waddle. And eventually, with all the hype, got that option through the BBC iPlayer to watch and listen at the same time. Italy hit the ball up towards Immobile in the penalty area. Dragovic, who had that spell at Leicester City, remember, out of play, it goes for a throw, and it'll be an Italy throw 6 yards up from the corner flag on that far side, the right, playing from right to left. Alaba just trying to hold off the challenge on that far side of Di Lorenzo, who was forward from his right back position. So over 18 hours and 20 minutes since they last conceded, Italy. Donny van der Beek for Holland. Last October.
It's going to happen soon, isn't it? Could it be Austria? I mean, the interesting thing in this game is the longer it goes and it's level, can Austria create an opportunity? Italy finished the first half really strongly, though.
Immobile, Barella, out towards Berardi on the right-hand side. Berardi goes on the outside, in it goes towards the near post. He was looking for Insigne, but the Dragovic was in at the near post. Liner was there as well. They were alert with the Austrians, and it remains 0-0. But you're right, the longer it goes on, there'll be that nagging doubt for Italy, who've got to be patient. They've scored 32 goals in this 11-match winning run. Inside, this is Immobile, just couldn't get the shot away. He's going to go the long way around, then he does get it, but it strikes the body of Hinteregger, and it'll be cleared away by Grilic. And all of a sudden now it's with Arnautovic, and there's an opportunity for Austria at the other end. And it's with Arnautovic, and he's entered the penalty area. He might still go. Arnautovic, in the end, as he falls flat on his back, it lacked real power and direction. Well, in fact, it went out for a throw.
Do you know what? Initially, we saw the great Patrick Schick goal against Scotland. Similar position for Arnautovic on the left-hand side. Donnarumma so far off his line, elects to drive with the ball, twisting and turning, chops back, and I think he's trying a shot. He falls away, but a good option would have been Baumgartner, just waiting on the edge of the box.
Might come to Baumgartner here. That was a well-timed challenge. Austria hunting for the ball.
He's taken him out, hasn't he?
And a free kick has been awarded here. And Anthony Taylor is surrounded by Bonucci and the Italian players.
Well, he's awarded it now, so the Italian players should just get away from Anthony Taylor.
The pressure came from Schlager.
Jorginho handles the ball, doesn't he? Schlager, I think that he's actually awarded the free kick for the earlier challenge.
Di Lorenzo on Baumgartner.
Yeah, Di Lorenzo wins the ball initially, but the follow through, he catches Baumgartner. Now, what an opportunity this is for Austria. Can they make this count? It's the fact he lunged at the ball, Ian, came off his feet.
Di Lorenzo has just been shown a yellow card as well by Anthony Taylor, but this is in a position
they couldn't.
Inside the D, Austria in their red and white shirts are playing from left to right. They've been given this free kick inside the D, and Alaba is bouncing the ball down. It certainly suits his left foot because it's fractionally right of centre. Now, is it too close for him to get it up and over the wall?
Exactly my thoughts. This is, and Barella's been yellow carded in the process as well, but this is so difficult, isn't it, to get this up over the wall and on target.
So Barella's shown a yellow card as well. So two players booked in the space of 60 seconds by Anthony Taylor. Sabitzer is there, Grilic is also there. Now Sabitzer, that's a clever move, because all of a sudden then it gives Donnarumma a different angle It could come either side then. It could come with a left foot of Alaba, or it could come with the right boot of Sabitzer.
It's a 5-4-man wall, and the player is not lying down yet.
You can feel the tension inside Wembley Stadium from the Italian supporters. It's a direct free kick to Austria, 0-0. We're inside the D. Alaba is poised. The whistles and the jeers from the Italian supporters. It is Alaba, and it was just off the target. He hit it left-footed. He'd got the direction of the ball, just like the accuracy. But the height of it was good.
It's a jumping wall, and I think it just touches the top of the crossbar. Donnarumma was nowhere near it. It skims the crossbar. How unlucky was that from Austria's perspective?
Austria forward. Lima, Arnautovic moves out towards this near side, the right. Still 0-0. Italy now have everybody back half. At the left, Baumgartner wants to go ahead of him. Alaba wins the throw off the legs of Di Lorenzo. Roberto Mancini over on that far side, just with the white shirt that we can make out of the former Manchester City manager, just getting a little bit animated as he watches on and bends his knees in frustration. And now Grilic sends the ball over towards Lima, but as it drops over his shoulder, he's running facing the touchline. He can't keep that ball in play, and it goes out for an Italy throw.
Not an easy one that for Lima, but I've got to say Grilic has had an impressive game, hasn't he?
You know, earlier on, Chris, when I said that they've drawn 7 of their 14 games, here is Sabitzer, edge of the area. Baumgartner with his back to goal, tries to turn inside the penalty area, loses out to Di Lorenzo, and then Baumgartner slides in, catches him. Now, if anything, I'd have thought that should be a yellow card.
Yeah, when you go to ground, you always run the risk. And the Italian fans in the stadium getting fired up with that challenge. Yeah, it has to be a yellow card. Just seeing the replay there. I mean, he lunges at Di Lorenzo.
So you know when I said that they've drawn 7 of their 14 in the knockout stage of the Euros, and 5 of those 7 have gone to penalties. Italy involved in more shootouts at the Euros than any other side. And I know we've got to get to extra time yet before all that, but just that nagging doubt. Because at the minute they are finding it, well, certainly in the start of the second half, they haven't been able to create a great deal. I mean, they were unfortunate in the first half. They hit the post. Bachmann made the save from Barella. He also saved late on from Spinazzola. But at the minute, Italy haven't been able to get going in this first half. They might now. Insigne on this near side. Spinazzola, nice, brought that under control very, very well. Hits it first time, blocked by Grilic.
Yeah, I know you're sort of interested in all those sort of things. I was trying to think about who Grilic reminded me of.
Oh, back pass all the way back.
Yeah, it was comfortable in the end.
Donnarumma.
Yeah, I can't remember the pirate in the Pirates of the Caribbean who Orlando Bloom played. What was his character?
Don't know, I've never seen it.
Grilic is a lookalike. Will Turner.
Yeah.
Will Turner, that's who he looks like.
It's a shame that the producer in your headphones didn't tell you. I was going to say that someone could have called in at 10 to 12 tonight on 606. 08085909693. Do we have to send out a hashtag on social media, Where's Robbie, instead of Where's Wally, Where's Robbie?
Well, both very similar.
Here is Grilic, closed down by Spinazzola. Verratti takes over, forward, Jorginho, laid off by Immobile. Verratti's ball, Insigne looks onside. Insigne now running forward. Insigne crosses the ball and turned behind by Alaba. Berardi was making that run off that right touchline, and it's a corner kick. They're looking towards the flag. I thought, my naked eye, here inside the stadium,
he's onside.
I thought he was onside.
Yeah, Alaba's playing him onside. High line from Austria, and Insigne gets his head up early, tries to feed the ball across the box to Berardi, who's steaming in on the right-hand side, but Alaba, using all his experience, gets back and pops it behind.
Cries of Italia, Italia inside Wembley Stadium. They have a corner kick, still at 0-0. Far side, it's an outswinger, and the header from Bonucci is over the top. and it will be a goal kick. I think there's an area in around Soho area, Little Italy. When they said Italia, it's like it's been transformed to North London.
Great knowledge.
Look, here it goes again. I only know that because there's a nice restaurant in that part of the world.
You know your food outlets, I'll give you that.
The goal kick is taken short. They're going to play out from the back as well. Schlager.
So well played, but it was really courageous. They're giving it away. Liner with a poor touch.
Here is Spinazzola inside to Jorginho. Still goalless inside Wembley for this last 16 contest in the Euros. Bonucci out towards that far side. They're playing from right to left as we look. We are left of the halfway line, just at the back of the first tier of the three. For those of you who've ever been to Wembley, and as I look up, I can see the bottom of three Italian tricolour flags that from the top tier are just being draped down. We can just see a little glimpse of the red, the white and the green, and then still blue sky above Wembley Stadium at 0-0 as Spinazzola steps forward and helps get the ball towards Barella. Spinazzola loses out now. Lima running forward, keeps the ball in play, accelerates over halfway line. Real burst from Lima. Austria attacking. Cross towards the far side, and Di Lorenzo will just usher it back with a touch of the outside of the right boot to his goalkeeper Donnarumma, and it's out of play on towards that far side, and it's an Austria throw. And all of a sudden 13 minutes are about to tick by in the second half. We're approaching the hour mark. I remember doing a cup tie, Lincoln City against Everton, and the Cowley brothers were saying that they break the game down every 15 minutes when you're the underdog. Well, Austria are the underdogs here in the last 16, and if you break it down into every 15 minutes, they've got 2 more quarters to go to get through to the 90 minutes. Who knows, they might be able to nick a chance at the other end, but more importantly, they haven't yet conceded, and Austria are certainly in this knockout tie at the Euros here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Roberto Mancini walks back to his dugout over on that far side. I wonder when we might start to see a change from Roberto Mancini.
Just slightly concerned that 2 more quarters to go, did you say?
Yeah, that would be right. 15 minutes. I'm talking 15-minute sections.
15.
2 more to take us to 90.
Is it quarters, is it not thirds?
No, quarter of an hour.
A quarter of an hour.
Yeah,
you've explained that better there. I just...
Well, I actually thought when I said 15-minute blocks, I thought that was quite
teacher.
self-explanatory. Here is Barella, edge of the area. Barella goes down the right-hand side. He's overrun the ball. Goal kick. Austria have defended well.
Yep, they have done. Interrega and Dragovic have been real rocks at the back. Lead the game superbly.
You might be using that yourself tonight for 6:06. You'll have 8 quarters. So at 10 o'clock you're going, right, psych yourself up. I've got 8 quarters to get through. Where's Robbie?
Yeah, has he turned up? How's his Wi-Fi?
0-0. Earlier Wales 0, Denmark 4.
Waiting to pounce the Italians with this press. Interrega playing out from the back and does well there. Sabitzer getting hold of the ball. Really courageous from Austria, but the Italians pinching the ball back high up again.
The winners of this, by the way, take on Belgium or Portugal in Munich on Friday night. England are in the other half of the draw, and they play Germany on Tuesday, 5 o'clock, live at Wembley. Mark Chapman may well be sitting in this seat. The ball is in towards Barella, and Hinteregger turns and runs it through towards his goalkeeper Backman. John Murray, Chris Waddle, Karen Carney, Micah Richards. As the ball now is thrown out by Backman to Liner, the right back for Austria, short of the halfway line, still 0-0 and under half an hour remaining of normal time. Hinteregger at the heart of the Austrian defence, hits a long, searching, left-footed ball up towards that far side where Baumgartner was, but there it was scooped away by Bonucci, lifted back up into the air, headed in field, and now it was Immobile who Goes all the way back to Donnarumma, sweeps it out to Spinazzola on this near side the left, and then hit by Acerbi. Headed back by Immobile to Verratti. Little touch there to Jorginho. Hits it back out and over the head of Insigne.
Good
and it goes
Austria.
out for an Austria throw.
Really good pressure from Austria in the Italian half. And they win the ball back. Jorginho careless with his pass. The longer this goes, you just sense Austria growing in confidence. Italy, nothing really clear-cut in this second half as of yet.
Spinazzola brings the ball under control. Verratti did ever so well to stretch to keep that ball in play. Jorginho, Verratti's flick comes off the legs of Leiner, the right back, the short, dark-haired player. Stefan Leiner, Borussia Mönchengladbach defender. Arnautovic inside. Sabitz's shot takes a deflection and goes behind for a corner kick. Italy were looking for a free kick for a challenge on Verratti. The referee let it go. And Sabitza's effort, that could have gone anywhere with that deflection. Behind for a corner.
Oh, he drives the shot, it's going on target, takes a deflection from Bonucci. Was he 25 yards out? Donnarumma goes down. But with the deflection, could have gone anywhere. This is a chance for Austria. Some big guys, Hinteregger forward, Dragovic forward.
0-0. Alaba, out-swinging corner. Donnarumma did well. Schlager on the volley, on the stretch, lifts it back up, comes back to Schlager, down into the ground, falls to Arnautovic, and saved at the near post by Donnarumma.
Just not balanced again, Arnautovic, as the ball comes out to him, right-hand side of the box. And he slips as he's shooting. And Donnarumma gets down. It's an easy save to his left-hand side.
Insigne looking for the run of Immobile. Picked up, though, by the goalkeeper, Bachmann. Just rolls it out now with an underarm throw. Austria growing in confidence, 0-0. About 27 minutes remaining of normal time. And they're still in it. What were you saying at one stage earlier on? I hope that, they're not 3-0 down at this stage, was it? Well, here they are at 0-0.
He's had a good game, Schlager, hasn't he? A couple of Schlagers in the Austrian squad. I know you're a big fan of Schlagers.
Well, I've been very impressed with him. Certainly, I saw him in the warm-up game against England, the Wolfsburg midfielder. As it's, tell you what, they'll be drinking more than Schlager if they can knock out Italy tonight. As Hinteregger inside the centre circle. Fullbacks are pushed on again. Alaba on that far side, the left.
But will this play into Italy's hands, who we know can be devastating on the counter-attack?
Oh, the ball's been given away, and all of a sudden Berardi now might make Austria pay. It's Berardi, couldn't nick it through to Immobile. It's come back out now towards Barella, right-hand side. Barella's cross, it might fall to Insigne. Grilic got there first, the referee had a good view of it. What did we say about the Italian press and their interpretation of the referee, Anthony Taylor? That was a very good call. He had the perfect view, Anthony Taylor. But the Italian voices are dissenting voices towards the match official. And Austria were breaking there, and Schlager now towards Leiner. Leiner with a diagonal cross. Alaba tries to meet it. He's headed back in. And Arnautovic from close range. And Austria lead by 1-0. The shock of Euro 2020 could well be on the cards. And it is Marco Arnautovic, who, when he was at Inter Milan, Jose Mourinho said he had the fantastic person, but he had an attitude of a child. Well, for that header at close range, it was child's play. 1-0 Austria.
Incredible from Austria. They have been so brave, so courageous in this game. Second half, they've grown in confidence. It's a diagonal ball to the far post. Alaba, tremendous leap, touch and go with it. Arnautovic is offside as the header goes across, but he does brilliantly. Directs it back off the underside of the bar, past Donnarumma, into the back of the net. What a header that leap, the way he stretches his neck muscles, straining everything, and it just creeps in off the underside of the bar. Shock on.
Goal check, VAR for you, onside or offside?
So close, isn't it?
They're checking for a potential offside in the build-up to the goal.
I've got to say, and I've only seen it once, one angle, I thought he may have just been offside. It was so close. Was he behind Alaba?
Well,
When the ball was headed back across that.
all eyes on Anthony Taylor, but it's Stuart Atwell, who was the VAR at UEFA's headquarters in Nyon, who's going to make the call. So there is tension inside Wembley Stadium, checking for a potential offside, but we're not seeing any replays of it.
Atwell.
And the goal has been disallowed, and the Austrian celebrations have been cut short, and it is now Italian fans who are jumping up and down in front of us here at Wembley Stadium. And when Italy thought they'd conceded their first goal in 18 hours and 45 minutes, it's been chalked off, and we're back at 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, this is so marginal, isn't it? But offside is offside. You have to say the correct decision. I wondered on first glance.
Here is Sabitzer, Austria coming forward, and he shoots low, right-footed, on the run, back 25 yards out, drags it wide, goal kick. That's a wake-up call for Italy.
Well, it is, and Italy are on the ropes. They're being pushed back now. Sabitzer, 25, 30 yards out. Could have driven further with that. Just didn't get the power on the shot or the accuracy, and pulled well wide of Donnarumma's right-hand post.
Italy have made a couple of changes. Locatelli, who scored a couple of goals against Switzerland, has come on for Verratti. So that's one change, and the other change is Pessina, who got the goal against Wales, has replaced Barella in the midfield. So a couple of changes made by Roberto Mancini midway through the second half. Here is Insigne carrying the ball forward, level with the penalty area left-hand side, back in field by Spinazzola, chip back out towards Spinazzola, takes it on the chest, drills it goalwards. Immobile appealing for handball there. The referee, as Italy win the ball back. And the ball switched out towards that far side by Locatelli. Italy, I can't recall them creating hardly anything second half.
I'll tell you what, they are being really tested, aren't they? So Austria have been the better side. You're just seeing now the pictures of the offside on Arnautovic. Does go slightly early as the correct decision.
Well,
the Italian media will, or the Italian, is it the Italian media you're saying?
Yeah.
Will be impressed with the English VAR official.
Yes, quite, good point. But for Austria, from delight to despair, and we're still at 0-0, but just over 20 minutes remaining. I might be taking some of your presenter's fee for 6:06 if we go past 10 o'clock into extra time. Here is Spinazzola, because that is becoming more and more of a likelihood here at Wembley. There was a chair has been fouled.
You see, Austria are just growing in belief, aren't they? They're the team with the confidence. Italy are being really stretched under pressure. They are, but
Jorginho over the top. Immobile has made the run. Backman catches the ball. Good anticipation from the Watford goalkeeper. Quickly off his goal line. A little bit of a skip as he caught the ball and took it away from Immobile.
Yeah, the surface is watered. It's a good run. He's not far away, but the surface that just skips through to Backman.
Here is Liner. It was an attacking move made by Spinazzola. He didn't actually leap in the air, but he certainly knew, judging by the way that Liner braced himself for an aerial challenge, and one didn't materialised, and as a result of that, from the Austrian right back, it went out for an Italy throw. Italy have just been awarded a free kick by Anthony Taylor. Locatelli to Spinazzola. Insigne was wanting to make the run in behind. Liner tracks the run of Spinazzola, who sends over a cross-field ball, and Berardi leaping, can't bring the ball under control, and it will go out of play right down by the corner flag for a throw to Austria, where there are a pocket of Austrian supporters in red, almost camouflaged with the red bucket seats shining off the floodlights here at Wembley Stadium. Nice little turn by Pessina, he's done well there. He might shoot from distance. No, instead he plays the ball to Locatelli, who turns, and Locatelli with a curling effort, right-footed, places it wide. Better from Italy, 0-0. 18 minutes of normal time remain. BBC Radio 5 Live.
It's really good from the subs there. Italy winning the ball back. Clever little turn from Pessina in the middle of the park. Feeds the ball to Locatelli, left-hand side of the box, who chops back onto his right foot, and he's trying to find the far corner. Bend it in past Backman. Uses the defender as a screen. Dragovic, but it goes a couple of yards past the left-hand post.
Because of 6:06 at 10 o'clock, the reaction to this game as Italy are forward. Insigne played in by Merboli. Insigne with a little dink and the curling finish, and it's off target and a goal kick. The reaction of this game, the interviews, if you've not heard it after Wales' heavy defeat against Denmark in Amsterdam, the Daily Euros podcast, news, interviews, analysis every morning on BBC Sounds. And of course, I'm sure we'll look ahead to the games tomorrow. You can hear on 5 Live at 5 and 8 respectively, Netherlands, Czech Republic, Belgium against Portugal. But this game, not many people, I don't think, would have envisaged, with 17 minutes remaining, for it still to be goalless against the free-scoring Italians.
Nobody saw this.
The form team of Europe, Italy, looking to extend their unbeaten run to 31 games, to break a national record that has stood for 82 years. Instead, Grilic out towards Savica, challenged by Berardi. Free kick given to Austria.
I tell you, they are the team, Austria, in this second half. You know, people may look at the scoreline at this moment in time and think that, you know, maybe that Italy have totally dominated this game and have chance after chance. That hasn't been the case. Second half, Austria have had the courage and the quality and the belief. They've pushed Italy back. Had the ball in the net once, but disallowed for offside. Can they create another opportunity from this free kick?
They've already had a goal disallowed. Alaba with a free kick midway through the Italian half. It's a flat ball in. Hinteregger was there. There's somebody gone down at the far post. Austria appealing for a penalty.
He's given it. Is he given a goal kick?
It's a goal kick.
He was pointing in the direction.
Well, the Austrian players are surrounding Anthony Taylor. It was Liner who's gone round the far side.
Was the offside initially?
I don't think Pessina's done anything wrong there with Liner. His arm's out, but there's no forward, there's no momentum in terms of a knock in the face, is what Austrian players were suggesting to Anthony Taylor.
I think the best way to describe it is that he is holding his ground. I think he's entitled to do that. The Austrian players are saying that he's thrown an elbow.
Hold on, a potential penalty check.
Well, it doesn't surprise me there's a potential check, but I think this would be extremely harsh. I really do.
But if Stuart Atwell, and they're in constant dialogue, if Stuart and Atwell didn't think there was anything, it's got to be a clear and obvious error. So he must be thinking there's something in it.
Yeah.
Well, how fortunes could change for Austria, where VAR denies them one goal, but could present them with a penalty kick.
I mean, I'd love to see it again. There's a free kick whipped in by Alaba. Don't know who the initial touch came off, but was it Liner? Around the back post, tried to get on the outside of, was it Pessina, I think it was?
Yeah, it was Pessina, yeah.
But Pessina, I think, is holding his ground. I don't think he throws an elbow.
No.
I don't think he does anything wrong.
Yeah, and in fact, play will resume and there will be no penalty, and I think that is the correct decision. I suppose they've got to check everything because the stakes are so high when you're in the knockout stages, but we're 14 minutes away from extra time and it's still 0-0.
You just wonder though, Austria dominant in the second half. Italy under pressure. They get through this. You know, they've had to suffer a little bit tonight. They've had it easy in this tournament so far.
Ball passed out towards the far side, the right. Then it's played back. Di Lorenzo, who was trying to get on the start that attack from right back towards Bonucci. Now it's with Acerbi. Coming short to take over is Locatelli. Passes the ball back to the central defender. Jorginho's very deep, crying out for the ball inside the centre circle. Forced back there. Very vocal Italian just away towards our left-hand side. He was singing at various stages in the first half. He's so nervous now he's not singing. As it's a free kick to Italy on that far side, the right. Little ball inside. Haven't looked like scoring second half, Italy.
They haven't. I think no real opportunities created. The little chip from Insigne. And that was about it in the second half. Nothing clear cut.
Ball chipped forward by Bonucci. Insigne, the diminutive player, was never going to beat Dragovic in the air, who actually slipped and fell over. Then it's played forward and volleyed away from Liner and comes off the body of Spinazzola and out for a throw. No sign as yet that on that far side where Franco Foda, the 55-year-old, the first German to manage Austria, just watching on with his arms folded, is going to make a change. We've seen Mancini make a couple of changes in this second half, but this dogged Austrian side still sticking to it.
Tell you what, Spinazzola in this second half for Italy, he's really prominent in the first half. Haven't seen him maraud forward. I think a lot of that is credit to Austria.
Good header by Dragovic. Schlager bounces off his chest. Ball played forward. Insigne is there. Hinteregger dealt with the danger. Then the flag goes up again. But Hinteregger couldn't take that chance, and he went with him stride for stride and prodded the ball behind. But Insigne was in an offside position.
Yeah, little enlarged there as the ball's played through. Little Insigne trying to get away from Hinteregger, but big lolloping stride gets back.
Alaba, far side the left. Baumgartner with the turns it out of play for a throw. Just over 10 minutes remaining of normal time. Hasn't been many cries of Italia, Italia in this second half, and the reason is because they're anxious and they're worried, and they might be even more worried now because Baumgartner is coming forward. Baumgartner lays the ball off. Sabitzer looking to turn. Red and white shirts playing from left to right. Grilic out to Alaba, forward. Sabitzer inside. The little turn there from Baumgartner. Tried another to try and roll away from his man Pessina. Break could be on here for Italy. Still at 0-0, looking for a late goal. Immobile has shown too much to there. Lima goes down. The referee's played a good advantage. The advantage played by Anthony Taylor. Alaba's going to come on the overlap if required. Ball instead goes back to Grilic with his dark hair and a ponytail. The midfielder will get the ball back inside the centre circle. And now it's with Schlager. Hits a left-footed ball out to Alaba. Level with the penalty area on the left-hand side. Going across was Bonucci. Heads it out of play for a throw. Couldn't call it at this stage, Chris.
Absolutely not. They're getting nervy. Italy have been all second half. Knockout football. Pressure's on Italy. Great expectations. And so far, they're not delivering tonight, Italy.
Here is Grilic. They've only had 2 shots on target from 17 efforts on goal. Haven't found their range. Arnautovic cuts the ball back, played inside to Liner, cuts the ball back, and Italy clear the ball away as Sabitzer closed in on goal. Again, good football, Austria.
Well, as a centurion, right place at the right time. Bonucci done this all throughout his career. Lovely incisive play. First of all, the pass from Arnautovic, lovely deft touch into Lima's pass, who got to the byline and fired the ball across. Baumgartner was free at the far post. Bonucci in the middle of the goal makes the clearance, but Austria have a corner.
It's going to be a corner kick, taken quickly, pulled back out towards Alaba. now delivers the cross from the right corner of the penalty area, very, very deep, and it goes out of play for a goal kick.
Absolute waste that was. Had the opportunity to put the ball in. Interrega going forward, Dragovic going forward. Played it short and the chance was gone. And here comes Belotti, I think, for Italy.
And Chiesa as well. They're going to make a double change, Italy. But the Austrians just will not break. They've been very, very resolute. They're standing firm. And we have 9 minutes remaining of normal time. And Italy, who were so good in the group stages, but at the minute are being frustrated by Austria. The fourth time in a major finals that they've won all of their matches in the group stages. They did it at the Euro 2000, the World Cup in 78, and Italia 90 as well. But they're finding this Austrian side very, very hard to try and break down with 8 minutes of normal time remaining. Jorginho chips the ball out towards Insigne. Up into the air it goes from Liner, and he makes sure it does go out all the way over the touchline. Italy have a throw near side.
When you think in the first half what a threat Italy were down the left-hand side, especially Spinazzola overlapping, Insigne taking those little positions up on the inside, just hasn't happened in this second half just yet.
Here is Pessina out towards Berardi. Berardi sends over the cross. Stretching was Lima. Drops inside the D of the penalty area. Comes back out to Jorginho. Locatelli. Locatelli comes forward, looking for the return ball. Scooped up, Liner tucked in. Very compact back line. Very, very narrow, but firm. No foul. Instead, it's Acerbi. Passes the ball out to Spinazzola, who's forward now. Down towards the byline. Pulls it back. Berardi. He went for the big acrobatics. He teed himself up for the volley, and he got it horribly, horribly wrong, and it goes well wide and out for a goal kick.
And that threat, there it was. Left-hand side, Spinazzola facing Liner up 1v1, gets to the byline, dinks a wonderful ball to the far post. And as Berardi had time to set himself, went for the spectacular and got it horribly wrong. Horrendous effort.
Immobile is the player to come off for Andrea Belotti, who's much more of a target man. I remember seeing him in Olomouc in the Czech Republic at a under-21 European Championship. And the other player, in fact, is Berardi, who's come off. He was always going to get hooked anyway, but it's Federico Chiesa who comes on for him. So another double change made with 6 minutes remaining of normal time, still 0-0. Austria haven't made any alterations just as yet. Here is Insigne in the penalty area, trying to play the ball through towards Chiesa. Fresh momentum maybe for Italy. Austria have to dig in. There's going to be late pressure before we reach extra time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Goalless. Here is Jorginho to Acerbi. At times in the first game, if you remember, against Turkey, Chiellini would bring the ball forward out of defence. They haven't been able to do, then they'd create an overload on the left with Spinazzola. They haven't been able to do that. Acerbi doesn't seem as comfortable coming forward with that Chiellini did in that opening game that we witnessed together.
No, he did it more in the first half of this game, though, didn't he? Haven't got the ball out left enough. I think it's the first time we've seen Spinazzola get to the byline in this second half. A wonderful ball. Berardi just made a mess of that.
Sabitzer, always been impressed with him when I've seen him for Leipzig in the Champions League. Quite deep at the minute, though, in the midfield for Austria in their red and white shirts. And now they will go back. They're quite happy with this. But I just wonder about the fatigue, because Franco Foda hasn't made any changes. He's kept faith with his starting 11.
That's a good point.
Whereas Italy have got 4 fresh legs out there.
But you look at the...
Well, actually, it's 8, isn't it? It's eight fresh legs.
That would be something. But you actually look at the level of fitness from the Austrian team, middle of the park. They've had so much drive and energy. They are super, super fit, aren't they? All that altitude training.
Yeah. Or would it be... header's fallen to Alaba. Alaba left corner of the penalty area. Alaba, he's got the quality if he could get a sight of goal. He can't. Sabitzer has. Charged down by Jorginho. England went altitude trading in Erdning, near Graz, in the Austrian hills. I always recall that from 11 years ago. It didn't help England in South Africa.
And if Austria won tonight, that would be them hitting the peak, wouldn't it? The biggest peak in Austria, Ian.
Yeah, the hills would be alive.
The Gloss Gochner is the highest peak in Austria. You knew that.
I did, yeah. Up towards Schlager, and it'll be marshalled out for a goal kick. Well, you're talking about the peak of their expectations. Many people didn't expect Austria to go beyond this.
Well, I think the manager said that the team has achieved something spectacular. I mean, that's debatable. The group they got themselves out of, North Macedonia, Ukraine and the Dutch. But this would be spectacular, wouldn't it? Because this Italian team, so highly thought of, so highly rated, we get all that, but Austria have matched them, really matched them.
When they beat West Germany in the World Cup in 1978 3-2, it was described as a miracle. I think it would be equally billed as something else here, but they've got some defending to do. Belotti with a cut back, good defending again by Hinteregger, just outstretched on one knee, puts the ball out of play for a throw. No sign of this Austrian defence cracking. It might be creaking, but it's not cracking. They're under pressure. Insigne chips the ball forward, looking for the run of Chiesa.
It's the big hammer thrower at the back again, leaping to his right-hand side. Good run from Chiesa inside Alaba, and he throws himself. Hinteregger, Italy building some pressure now.
Spinazzola can't fire the ball through towards Insigne. Italy, though, have it with Locatelli on the left-hand side, crosses towards the big man up front, Belotti. Bowled out by Bachmann. What a throw that is from Bachmann. He cleared the halfway line. He hurled it there.
He's down.
About the hammer thrower.
Yeah, Baumgartner's gone down. I think he's...
That's cramped.
Is it? Well, I'm no medical expert. I think he's pulled his hamstring.
Well, he's down.
And booze ringing round.
It's not a head injury. Play on, Italy. It's not a head injury.
Oh, there's going to be a free kick, and Grilic is probably going to go in the book for that. Aggressive challenge. He wanted the Italians to put the ball out, and you're quite right, Ian. They don't have to. It's not a head injury.
It is cramped, by the way, because they're bending the toes of the leg that's outstretched. Don't worry.
Which part of the leg has got the cramp?
I would imagine it'll be the calf.
Well, bearing in mind there's one physio or doctor holding the left leg and one the right leg. Which are you talking, both legs? I mean,
yeah, it's cramp can be terrible at this stage. Just bend and force them toes back, stretch the leg, keep it nice and straight, push the toes back, create the pressure, creates that bit of a release around the calf area.
Have you ever thought of opening your own clinic?
I don't think anybody would want to ever come to for that, do you?
I don't think anybody would pay for it.
No. I don't think anybody would take it if it was free either.
He pulled up when he was running. When he was running, I mean, it was strange treatment, that, I think he was suggesting when you raise your arm that it's a muscle injury. Baumgartner's going off.
Well, he's unable to continue. So Christoph Baumgartner has come off to replace by Alessandro Schopp. He plays for Schalke. So he's coming on, only his second appearance. He came off the bench against Ukraine. But by my watch, the 90 minutes are about to elapse. And then we'll find out how much added on time there will be. At least 3 minutes, one would imagine, with the amount of substitution. 5 minutes.
Schopp has come out to this right-hand side. Lima has gone over to the left-hand side for Austria. So still in that 4-1 formation.
Will we have an additional 30? Or can Italy summon up something in the next 4 and a bit minutes?
He's offside.
Insigne.
Get the flag up.
Again,
Get
a
the
late
flag
flag.
up.
Again.
Come on.
It's not the referee's fault. It's what they're told to do, but it's such a frustration when you can see when it's so clear.
And that's the point, isn't it? If it was half a yard. But, I mean, we're watching from here. He's a good couple of 3 yards off there. I don't understand that.
Extra time looms large at Wembley. Italy. Many people fancying Italy for the overall tournament. The form team in Europe against the rank outsiders in the last 16. However, this spirited Austrian side still holding Italy goalless draw.
They're better than spirited, though, or they have been this evening.
Sabitzer coming forward, running into space, passing the ball out towards Alaba, who he couldn't keep it in. Had to accelerate, and it was always going ahead of him. And it's a shame because Alaba from that position can deliver such a good ball in. 90 seconds of the first 5.
And we see a picture of Mancini in his technical area. Still looks magnificent. He doesn't sweat. He's the only person in the ground not sweating.
Speak for yourself.
In a shirt and tie, looks immaculate. How does he do that?
Arnautovic, good footwork, a little bit of a turn there, a fancy little pirouette back towards Dragovic. No pressure inside the centre circle. Hinteregger. Times I thought in the warm-up game against England, they looked a little bit cumbersome when he had the ball at his feet. You can't fault him tonight. Hinteregger. Here he is once more. Passing the ball towards Dragovic, outside the centre circle, happy to keep the ball at the back. There's no pressure being applied to the Austrian back line by Italy, who've just withdrawn a fraction.
Retreating, the Italians.
Italia, one final rousing cheer and chant from the Italian supporters to try and get them onto the front foot, because they are going backwards a little bit. Slight lull. No pressure for Austria, and Hinteregger will go all the way back, and we have 2 minutes of the stoppage time remaining on BBC Radio 5 Live. Here is Spinazzola, forward. 6:06 may well be delayed. It may be squeezed to maybe, I don't know, just over an hour for you to get your calls in on 08085 909 and 693. You might be able to do it on your own, Chris. Here is Di Lorenzo.
Can they create?
Chiesa. Chris, we're just over 90 seconds away from extra time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Jorginho runs forward. The return ball to Jorginho goes down just outside the area. Anthony Taylor gives a direct free kick to Italy. Right corner of the box, just outside.
Yeah, this is good from Jorginho. Pessina waits a little, pass in behind Sabitzer. So Arnautovic backs, who's so clumsy. Hinteregger. Arnautovic and Hinteregger sandwich, and this a yard outside the box, right-hand side. Can the Italians create from this set piece? Insigne over the ball.
Acerbi is there, Insigne's going to take it, it's right corner of the area. There's those chants of Italia, Di Lorenzo, Bonucci, Pessina, Belotti making a run at the back. He's just trying to backpedal his way out of the eye line of Schlager for a run round the back. So the free kick. We're inside the last 30 seconds of stoppage time. It's Insigne, good header away under pressure. Little flick header away by Liner, the right back. Out it goes for a throw. They're leaving it late. The Italians are leaving it very late. And they're in no real hurry with, 15 seconds remaining. This is just going to be one ball that's going to be hurled in by Spinazzola. Otherwise, if it's repelled and cleared, we'll be into extra time. Arnautovic, edge of his own penalty area with the clearance, and it's the Austrians who are celebrating because they are taking the much fancied Italians into extra time. At the end of 90 minutes, Italy 0, Austria 0, and Italy in that second half did not create a shot on target.
No, really disappointing performance from Italy in the second half, but all the credit has to go to Austria. They were brave. They had the ball in the net, and Arnautovic was just offside, but showed so much courage. And they're the side going into extra time who will have the belief. Italy have made a lot of substitutions and will be hoping to somehow not turn this game around, but get that moment, get that chance and take it in extra time. But they are under pressure, Italy.
So, Mark, we're into an additional 30 minutes and it's 0-0 here at Wembley.
They appeared a bit panicked in that second half, Italy, didn't they? They didn't seem to have a great deal of composure.
No, and I think, Mark, in all honesty, it's a big surprise to all of us who have seen Italy play, in this competition so far. They've played with a great deal of composure. I mean, the tempo of the tournament has been good up to now, but I mentioned before the game, great expectations now. The pressure is on. This is knockout football. And second half, you have to say Austria. OK, well, there's no pressure on them. Nobody expects them to win the game. But they were the team with the greater courage. They were the team with the greater belief. They took the game to Italy in that second half. And I think that's certainly surprised me. I thought Italy, has made substitutions now, Mancini, and he will need them to work.
Have Italy disappointed you, Micah?
Start was okay. Second half, yeah, very, very disappointed. I know he tried to make some changes. He brought off Barella and Verratti, changed the midfield, and then he brought on the striker to change him over and Berardi, but I thought Chiesa made a little bit of a difference when he come on. He brought some tempo. He was trying to chase things down a little bit. But as a whole, I've been very disappointed, to be honest. This is not the Italy we've seen from the group stage. Chris makes a great point that this is knockout football. And we said before the game, in fairness to Chris as well, he said that this Austrian team have got some good players. So, yeah, disappointed with Italy. But yeah, Austria, they deserve some credit for the way they defended. And I must say, to be honest, before we go, the commentary between Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis is just fantastic. What a great listen that is. Honest, the first time I've listened to them, to be honest.
Whatever.
Yeah, because I normally watch the games on TV, so I don't watch them on together, do I? So. No.
Well, no, you're normally on TV, not watching it on TV. That's why. I know he was offside, but that was a really clever header from Arnautovic, wasn't it, Chris?
Oh, it was a brilliant header. It was, and it was offside. But the way he stretched and directed the header in off the underside of the bar, as I said in commentary, he is a player who frustrates the life out of me because he has been so erratic throughout his career. But on his day, he is unplayable. He really is. And there's always that moment in a game where, such as the header, or he'll do something brilliant, but then he'll do three or four things which are totally frustrating. But, he's so important to them, the way that he leads the line, holds the ball in. I don't think he makes enough runs in behind. And, it'll be interesting. Ian touched on it in commentary. Austria have made one substitution. The levels of fitness are absolutely phenomenal, but you wonder whether Italy, the fresh legs, maybe new ideas, that'll be the difference in extra time.
And just a final one, Mike. You think the difference then, going back to what Chris said, that the difference in the Italy tonight compared to the Italy of the rest of the Euros is simply that it's a knockout tie?
I just believe that your approach to the game can be a little bit different. When you can afford to lose a game, don't forget third-place teams could go through as well. So there's not as much pressure now. The pressure's on a little bit. And it seems as though Italy was feeling that pressure in the second half when they were supposed to be in ascendancy. But I think they've got time to put it right now. But like you said, I was a little bit disappointed and shocked how they approached the second half.
All right, Micah, thank you very much for the time being. The commentary between the two of them has been great, but I am rather disturbed, Chris, by the idea of Dr. Dennis's physiotherapy clinic. That's not somewhere I'll be booking in. I can guarantee that.
You won't be the only one not booking in. I can tell you, I can guarantee that as well.
Well, more importantly, I hope you're tuning in, because we're underway for the first period of extra time, and it's Italy 0, Austria 0. And forgive me if you've heard me say it tonight, or any other commentators throughout the tournament as well, but when games are on BBC television, if you go to the BBC iPlayer, you can listen and watch at the same time, and we're not in vision. That's another more important thing to add as well. But neither side has made a change.
That's not a bad thing, we're not in vision.
No. The great Kenny Dalglish said to me years ago I had a face for radio, and few would disagree with him. Downfield...
He wasn't the only one.
No. So neither side has made a change. So I'll run through the two teams for you as well. We've got Donnarumma in goal. We've got Di Lorenzo, Acerbi, Bonucci and Spinazzola, Pessina, Jorginho, Locatelli, Chiesa, Belotti and Insigne. That's Italy, all in blue. Austria, red and white shirts, white shorts, Bachmann in goal, Liner, Hinteregger, Dragovic and Alaba, Schopp, Lima, Grilic, Schlager, Sabitzer and Arnautovic. They thought they'd scored a goal in the 65th minute. It was disallowed. And at the start of extra time, it means that Italy still haven't conceded in 19 hours and 5 minutes of football since Donny van der Beek last October. However, Austria, who in this first period of extra time, here inside Wembley Stadium, on that far side, the right, have got a free kick. Alaba is going to take it. It'll be an in-swinger. Waits for the whistle from Anthony Taylor, the English referee. In it comes now, goes all the way through, and was pushing inside the penalty area. It was Hinteregger who was knocked over, but in fact he took an Italian player with him, and it'll be a free kick to Italy, actually. When you've been I take it you have been involved in penalty shootouts in your career.
Yeah. I don't know how Anthony Taylor made that decision. Hinteregger, I think he was fouled as much as.
When do you start to think of penalties?
Ooh, just after half time, in the 90 minutes. It's an interesting one, isn't it? But look, I think the focus at this moment in time, first half of extra time, will certainly won't be thinking about penalties just yet. It'll be concentration, thinking about doing the job individually.
Sabitzer, diagonal ball along the ground, cut out by Spinazzola. Bonucci to Di Lorenzo, forward to Chiesa, being tracked by Alaba, forced back. Schlager's put in a real shift, the blonde-haired midfielder. Might just have caught Di Lorenzo here. Di Lorenzo leaping into the air.
He's making a meal of it though, Di Lorenzo. Schlager did catch him. He's all action, isn't he? Got a little ponytail there, Schlager. Can easily pick him out. Blonde ponytail. Blonde ponytail with talent.
3 minutes in the first period on BBC Radio 5 Live. Spinazzola goes long, collecting that ball and then passing it back. It's with Acerbi. Cross now towards Di Lorenzo. Over the halfway line, Italy playing from left to right.
It's all a little bit too slow at the moment.
And it goes towards Belotti, holds it up, passes it out towards Chiesa, who shoots low. He really rattled that one in quite low, got it out from underneath his feet, hit it right-footed. Bachmann made the good save.
Yeah, the angle was against him. And as the ball fed into Belotti, the front man, who holds it in, lays a pass out to Chiesa, right-hand side of the box, powers a shot right-footed. Bachmann down to his right-hand side, gathers it well.
It's a different threat now that Italy have with Belotti instead of Immobile, because he's not the type of player to make the runs in behind. He's going to try and hold it up. Yeah. Is it a threat, though, that possibly would suit Austria more at this stage of the game?
Depends the service he gets, doesn't it? He's more of it, although he made a run in behind there.
Spinazzola passes the ball to Chiesa. Chiesa has done well! Oh, he's done very well! It really reared up for Chiesa. Almost struck him in the face. He brought it under control, and then he fisted in left-footed. And Italy lead by a goal to nil. They've got the breakthrough goal 5 minutes into the first period of extra time.
Gotta say, what a wonderful piece of skill from the substitute Chiesa. As the ball played to the far post, And Chiesa is so cute with his touch. Nods the ball down, heads the ball down past an Austrian defender from an angle on the right-hand side. And then a little shift with his right foot inside Lima, I think it is. Takes the ball away from him with his right foot and hammers a left foot shot into the far corner. It's a wonderful finish. His first touch with his head is sublime. His second touch sets the shot up. One bounce, bang! It's a wonderful finish.
When you see it again, watch the run. I think it is Pessina. He makes a diagonal run. He takes Alaba with him, the left back, that creates the space for Chiesa. But it did come up and strike him in the face. But the control, the concentration and the finish. And Italy are heading through to the quarter-finals.
Well, it's three brilliant touches. Wasn't an easy one, the first touch. Bouncing ball to actually weight the ball down to allow him to take the touch away from Lima, who was steaming back. He read that, he would have seen him out the corner of his eye. And then once the ball sits, he's thinking, golden opportunity. I'm going for power here. Left foot, puts his left foot through the ball. And Bachmann had absolutely no chance. Wonderful finish.
Austria have made a change. It's an attacking change, and it's a change that will give them a little bit more movement up front. Kalajdzic has come on, very tall striker, about 6'7", I think he is. Sasa Kalajdzic, he's come on for Arnautovic, but Austria trailing by a goal to nil, and what a fine goal it was from Chiesa. So Arnautovic, who had that goal disallowed in the second half, Kalajdzic has come on to replace him, but Italy lead by a goal to nil. BBC Radio 5 Live, 6:06 to follow immediately after this extra time. 0808 5909 693. But you look around Wembley Stadium and pockets of Italian fans waving the Italian flags. They've reached the quarter-finals of each of the last 3 Euros. They're setting their sights on the last 8 for Euro 2020, where they will meet the winners of Belgium-Portugal in Munich next Friday night. 1-0 to Italy, but they've made heavy weather of this Austrian side. Pessina looking for Chiesa ahead of him. Alaba challenges Pessina, and out of play it goes for an Austria throw. Now, can Austria produce something with these tired legs? They've only made a couple of changes throughout the course of the game. Can they rouse themselves to try and peg Italy back? 1-0 they trail. Schlager, nice turn, takes it into his feet. He's done well. He continues to drive forward. He's looking for Kalajdzic, and then running back across with Spinazzola, and then put out of play by Donnarumma and out for a throw.
Well, that was brilliant from Schlager. Midfield, turns away from the Italian midfield.
Sabitzer sends over the cross. Liner down with header coming forward there. It might fall to Liner, hits it on the half volley, slashed at it, right-footed, off-target goal kick.
Yeah, wild from Liner, that effort. Never set, never balanced, high and wide. But the turn from Schlager, and then it's a really good run from Kalajdzic. Peeled away, little angled run on the right-hand side of the box, but Spinazzola powered back and made the interception.
Federico Chiesa, the son of Enrico, who played at Euro 96 for Italy, here at Wembley Stadium in Euro 2020, has given Italy the lead with 5 minutes remaining of this first period of extra time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Now it's with Belotti. Can't get past Dragovic, who wins the ball and passes it forward. Bit of space now for Lima, able to turn over the halfway line. Lima still going, the blonde-haired midfielder. Chiesa is back with him. Di Lorenzo comes across. Out of play it goes for a throw. Alaba wants to take it quickly on the left-hand side and finds Sabitzer. Sabitzer now back, and Hinteregger to Dragovic. Collects it just outside the centre circle of the Italy half. Grilic jumps over the ball. Hinteregger comes forward and couldn't quite find Sabitzer.
Yeah, Sabitzer looked really stiff then, didn't he? The ball wasn't that far away from him. Hinteregger, a straight ball to him on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of the Italian box, not that far away, but Sabitzer didn't stretch. Austria have got to throw caution to the wind here, get more bodies forward. Nothing to lose now.
No. Free kick. Well, Anthony Taylor, I think, was happy to let it go in favour of Italy, but the assistant on this near side has said, no, it's an Austria free kick. And so Austria will build from the back, and Dragovic will run towards halfway. Alaba wants the ball, and it's chipped across towards him. He'll be playing for Real Madrid next season after that 5-year deal that he signed from Bayern Munich. Schlager, again, looking to try and turn away from Jorginho. Grilic, 6 yards inside the Italy half. Central position now, Schlager, forward of the centre circle. Dragovic, forward, coming onto the ball is Schopp, one of the substitutes. Schlager once again. Alaba pops up centrally. Lima on the left-hand side, left corner of the area. Lima has Grilic just behind him. He'll curl over the cross, right-footed. Donnarumma comes under pressure, collects the ball high, brings it down, holds on to it. And we're about 3 minutes away from the first period of extra time coming to an end. Italy lead by 1-0.
Not a good cross that from Grilic out on the left-hand side. Chopped back on his right foot and whipped the ball in. 5 Austrian players inside the box, but anything too high. And Donnarumma just comes and gathers. Such a presence. He's an absolute monster in that Italian goal.
Hinteregger is forward, midway through the Italy half. Alaba looking for Kalajdzic. He forced Acerbi to head the ball out towards this near side. Di Lorenzo will clear. Belotti challenges Grilic in the air, comes away off the chest of the big target man for Italy. It's an Austria throw which is taken quickly. This game isn't over just yet. Can't be over when there's just 1 goal separating the two sides. But now they've lost the ball, and Italy could, on the counter-attack, make them pay. It's Belotti. He's got Chiesa going one side, and he tries to find him, and he had his legs taken away from him, and that will be a yellow card. And Hinteregger is booked, and it'll be a free kick to Italy.
Yeah, Hinteregger. I think we'd describe that as Italian-style defending from the past. Had to make that challenge. Italy would have had a 2v1 situation. Hinteregger saying, "Thou shalt not pass," and brings down Belotti. Now this is a good range, Ian. 20, what are we talking? 27, 28 yards out?
Yeah, probably. Insigne, it is left of centre. Austria trailing by 1-0. We're almost at the end of the first period of extra time, and Insigne stands over the ball. He's the solitary figure in blue. Austria have everybody back. Bachmann's looking at his wall. 3, 4, 5 paces back by Insigne. There's actually 3 in the wall of Italy players before the Austrian wall. Insigne now with a free kick, gets it up and over, and Bachmann makes the save. And what an excellent save it was too. Moving high up away to his right, keeping it out from going into the top corner. Fabulous save. Good football all round, 1-0 Italy.
Oh, absolutely spot on. Brilliant football all round. The accuracy, the pace on the ball from Insigne. Bachmann, full stretch, flings himself to his right-hand side and tips it round the post.
Last 60 seconds of the first period of extra time. 5 live inside Wembley Stadium. In comes the corner. Kalajdzic tried to get it away. Back on defensive duties. Goes out towards the left for Italy. Insigne passes the ball all the way back. And I think I heard a cry of bravo from the very vocal Italian away towards our left-hand side. Now it's swept back to Insigne. Plays it in low. Belotti was, no, it's there, it's a opportunity, and the ball has been tucked away, and Italy have got their second goal. Austria by 2-0.
I think it's Pessina under all the bodies.
Pessina with his second goal of the tournament. That should be enough for Roberto Mancini's side. And not only that, it will extend their unbeaten run to 31. And it's a new national record as Italy lead Austria 2-0.
And it's a story for Italy of super subs. Austria have given this absolutely everything, but Italy's quality from the bench has been the difference in this game. In extra time, they've been by far the better team. They've probed, created chances. Belotti does well holding the ball in, and he goes to ground. As he goes to ground, shifts the ball to Pessina, who takes a touch away from the Austrian defender. Into Rega and powers the ball, left foot, past Bachmann into the far corner. Mancini celebrates. The Italian bench celebrate. Looks like it's over now for Austria.
Well, when you consider that there's only been two sides who have come from behind to win a game, and nobody's come from 2 goals down in this tournament so far, it's asking a lot for Austria now. So the 2 goals in the first period of extra time were inside the additional 60 seconds, but the first by Chiesa 5 minutes into that first period, and then Pessina on the stroke of the half-time whistle in the first period, and Italy can breathe a huge sigh of relief as they lead Austria 2-0 half-time in extra time.
Chris Sutton, the Chiesa goal was brilliant, wasn't it? Well, I mean, the touch, the skill, fantastic goal.
I mean, first of all, you know, the ball, it looked like it was going to bounce over his head. His first touch is exquisite, but what his first touch with his head allows him to do, he's trying to kill the ball with his head. Then he takes a really quick second touch, because he would have seen Lima out of the corner of his eye, who was steaming back to try and get a challenge in. But he was clever enough, he would have been aware. Second touch took the ball away from Lima, and then as the ball sat, he was close, he was at an angle, but he's just thinking, I'm just going to lash this. Went for power, and Bachmann, who's had a brilliant game for Austria in goal, stood absolutely no chance. But Ian touched on it in commentary. The difference tonight has been, I mean, it's not over yet, there's 15 minutes to play, but has been the Italian substitutions, the Italian strength and depth within their squad. Chiesa with the first goal, and Pessina, who's been very good when he's come on. And actually Belotti holding the ball up pretty well. He was backed in, he went to ground at the end, but Pessina, really good quick touch and then lashing it in with his left foot. That's been the difference.
It's the options, isn't it? And also it means they can change their style a little bit.
No, absolutely. I mean, they're an extremely versatile team, and the fact of the matter is, you look all the way sort of through their team. There are players who can play so many positions, different positions, and play them so well. Spinazzola's had actually a pretty quiet game for him. He's been brilliant earlier on in the tournament. He's still been very good tonight, but he hasn't been so effective down the left-hand side. Now for Italy, this second half of extra time, it's about seeing it through. And I think Ian's, mentioned the stats. Sides who are 2 goals down in this competition don't come back from that. But, how measly the Italian backline have been. Ian's got all the minutes and times on the last time they conceded a goal. But it's not going to happen for Austria. But, Austria have been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I feel for them. They've put so much into this game, but they just haven't quite had the firepower.
Well, we don't want to say it's all over, because we want people to listen to the second half of extra time so that they're there for 6:06 with Chris and Robbie. But it's all over, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah, well, can I just say, do you know what, though? Imagine if you turn the radio off and Austria do win.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that would you'd be missing probably one of the greatest moments in football history, wouldn't you, Ian?
Yes, I would agree with that, but it is right, Mark, you're right, it is all over. They've made a double change.
Come on, Austria.
Gregoric and Schaub have come on. Oh, shot fired in. I was almost made to eat my words there. It was a very good save from Donnarumma at full stretch, and excellent concentration levels too, because 30 seconds after the restart, fully extended, diving away towards his left. That was almost humble pie territory. Gregoric heads the ball up in the air, headed away by Locatelli. Stay with us, folks, it might not be all over just yet.
Maybe now.
But Italy lead by 2-0. Chiesa has picked up the loose ball now, he's crossed it. Here is Belotti to steady himself, and he's swiped it and hardly hit it at all. And it's just trickled into the arms of Bachmann. But you sense with the urgency now from Austria that they're just going to give it a go.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is, they just got to give it their all now. Throw caution to the wind, chuck bodies into the box. That was a great strike, though, wasn't it? And Donnarumma with the save, big save down to his left-hand side.
So Schauber's come on for Grilic, and Gregoric has come on for Schlager. Liner, long diagonal ball, Donnarumma has lost it. Kalajdzic was there. Referee Anton Sale has given the free kick for Italy.
I don't even know who hit the shot for Austria, was it?
No, I don't actually. It was a very good shot. It was going in. It was Gregoric. No, it was Schaub, 17.
God, what a save. He must be 25 yards out, Schaub, when he hits it and hammers it. A left foot half volley. And Donnarumma, is he 6'5", whatever he is, he's at full stretch. Big left hand, enormous hands he's got. And gets the ball away to safety. Insigne off now. Cristante on.
Yeah, it's his fourth successive appearance in this tournament off the bench for the Roma midfielder to replace Insigne. Job done. Just shore things up now for Roberto Mancini and his team. 2-0 they lead against Austria. They won't be going back to Rome, where they've been so impressive. Roberto Mancini yet to lose. In fact, he's undefeated at home. Certainly they've done ever so well in Rome in major finals, but the destination for the last 8 will be Munich, and their opponents will be Belgium or Portugal on Friday night, that you'll be able to listen to on BBC Radio 5 Live. 2 more games tomorrow: Netherlands, the Czech Republic at 5, Belgium, Portugal at 8, and don't forget on Tuesday the small matter of England, Germany, a 5 o'clock kickoff. Our build-up starts at 3:30. Kalajdzic done well with the ball at his feet, inside to Lima. No width on the left though for Austria. Alaba's come into a central area as they trail by 2-0, and we've got 11 minutes remaining of extra time. Here is Sabitzer coming forward, little turn, flick away, and bringing the ball out over on that far side, and it will be a good run forward now by Di Lorenzo. He's still going, he's going all the way, he's urged on, and he shoots wide. That would have been one of the goals of the tournament from Di Lorenzo. What a solo effort that was.
Inside his own half. I mean, how has he found that energy, that drive, the speed to run like this well into extra time? He just keeps going and going, right-hand side of the box. Poor effort in the end. Shot-wise, well wide of the left-hand post of Bachmann.
But a stirring effort in terms of the run out of defence. Italy lead 2-0. Belotti with a little touch. All of a sudden, it's Pessina coming forward. Locatelli's going with him. He passes the ball to Belotti. Belotti scoops the ball forward, and it's bouncing and gathered in by Bachmann. 10 minutes remaining in this extra time.
And the Austrians, they look out on the feet. In the middle of the park, some of the players.
Can I ask you a question after just that little darting run there that we've seen of from Di Lorenzo as the ball is chipped long up towards Kalajdzic? Gregoric looking to turn inside the penalty area, crosses the ball back. Sabitzer is there, he might get a second chance, and he puts it over the bar. The angle was tight, very acute, left-hand side of the penalty area, over the top and out for a goal kick. Still Italy lead 2-0.
No, but that's a golden chance for Austria, and if they wanted to get back into this side, they have to take that. Good play, Gregoric. Down the right-hand side. He clips the ball into Bitzer first of all. With a right foot volley, tries to cushion, volley it, miskicks it, and the ball falls to him again. He shifts it. Donnarumma goes to ground. He's only 6 yards out. It's from an angle, but he slices wildly behind.
Belotti fighting for the ball. Tenacious play by the Italian, who was then scythed down by Lima, and gives Italy a free kick in a central position about 25 yards out from goal. Italy lead 2-0. When it comes to 6:06, which is coming after this game, will you be like Di Lorenzo with the sprint from your commentary position to your presenting position? Will those around Wembley Stadium hear a whoosh and a flash of light?
Listen, there was never a whoosh when I was in my pomp, was it?
I know, I'm just thinking when, this is how we can get the listeners to stay on. We could have a sweepstakes. How quick could you be on the dulcet tones of Chris Sutton through till midnight, whispering Chris? Anyway, it's a free kick. Belotti's going to take it. 25 yards out from goal. It's quite a central position. Italy have got two behind the Austrian wall, which won't be doing any favours to backman. Belotti waits, hands on hips. Now those two players run forward. Belotti strikes it right-footed into the wall, comes back towards Belotti, lays it out towards Di Lorenzo. And Austria now win the ball. Alaba forward on that left-hand side. Very good sliding challenge by Belotti. I think he was annoyed with his effort at the free kick, but he came across and Alaba has stayed down.
He's holding his left hamstring, Alaba. He'll probably suggest that's cramp again. But they're not going to let this slip now, the Italians. They are so fired up. And they've had to suffer a bit in this game, especially in the second half, where Austria were the dominant team.
Kalajdzic with a little flick on, headed away, drops on the volley towards Schaub. He hits it first time, left-footed.
He's got the
I think
corner.
it took a deflection. It's gone over for a corner kick.
Well, they've gone two up top now, haven't they? Austria, and two really big men. Gregoric. He's caused a threat, one or two problems.
Italy are back to defend this corner kick, but there is a couple of changes being made. Lima has gone off. Ilsanka has come on to replace him. Like for like, midfielder for midfielder. And then the other change is Trimmel. His first appearance of this Euro 2020 to come on as a late substitute in the second period of extra time. BBC Radio 5 Live, where 2 goals have given Italy the lead. But that lead has just been cut short. And Kalajdzic is the one at the near post who, against all angles, has got something on it with a low downward header that has crept inside the near post. And Italy 2, Austria 1, and finally Italy have conceded a goal.
What did I say? What do I know? I tell you what a header this is. Corner whipped in. Kalajdzic with a diving header. Does it come off a defender's boot? It doesn't actually matter to Austria. They are back in it. I think the header's brilliant. Deft header. Beats Donnarumma. Headers near post. Can they do the impossible? Brilliant header.
I think it's the first goal that Italy have conceded in just under 19 and a half hours of football. But Austria still battling, still fighting. And those that maybe didn't switch off will be glad that they haven't, because it sets up 5 minutes of a frantic finish on 5 Live.
I mean, I would love it. I would love it after you and Mark Chapman.
Well, it was Mark, really. Kalajdzic heads it on. Gregoric is there. Italy now, well, the nerves may be jangling.
Was squeaky bum an Italian?
I haven't got a Scooby-Doo.
What a
header from Kalajdzic.
Brilliant.
Bearing in mind he's 6'7", and he's a foot off the ground when he heads it?
I know. I mean, the corner's whipped in, left-footed in-swinger. Gets across his marker to Locatelli. Mancini will be furious that he gets the first contact. You have a man positioned in there.
Long ball pumped downfield, back header guided back. Oh, by Bonucci and Donnarumma. What was he doing? Gregoric is running towards him. He picks it up right in the last minute.
Well, daft from Donnarumma. Bonucci, backward header. He could have just picked the ball up first time. Takes a touch with his big foot. Nearly a big mistake.
I'm pleased for Austria from a neutral's point of view for what they've contributed to the game. That they've got a goal. 2-1 they trail. Hinteregger launches it long. Gregoric comes away off his chest. Couldn't get it into the path of Alaba. Up towards Belotti.
He does well, doesn't he?
Foul by Olsanka. Free kick.
And that's good from Belotti. His team under pressure. The ball goes into him. Under pressure from two Austrian defenders. Backs in, takes a touch, takes the hit. Just allows Italy to take the sting out of the game and run the clock down.
4 minutes remain of extra time on 5 Live. Chiesa back with Di Lorenzo. Far side, it's played up. Challenge from Dragovic. Up into the air it goes, headed on by Gregoric for Austria. Hinteregger tight behind Belotti, brings the ball down, out towards that far side. Belotti holding onto the ball, doing very, very well when he had very little option and support. Belotti out towards the right touchline. Well, that was a dive, but he did ever so well up until that point.
He's better than that, Belotti. Did so well. Under a lot of pressure. Austrian body's bouncing off him. Keeps the ball in the corner. And he tries to throw himself to the floor. He does throw himself to the floor.
Maybe at 2-0 down. Austria against their Alpine neighbours. You could have said that they had a mountain to climb. However, they've reduced the arrears. There is still a little bit of hope for the Austrian supporters inside Wembley. The ball was moving as Bachmann took the goal kick too quick.
They've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, a front six.
It's got to go long. Kitchen sink's got to be thrown at the
Front
Italian
six.
defence. Here it comes now. Hinteregger pumps it long. Gregoric heads it on. Kalajdzic is there. Drops towards Gregoric, firing low. No touch on its way through. Austria were hoping for a corner kick. Just one touch could have taken that ball anywhere, but it went on one straight path and out for a goal kick. Italy 2-1.
Well, they're chucking everything at it when that ball was launched into the Italian box. As I said, 6 Austrian players in the box. And the ball headed clear. Gregoric, left-footed, gets a decent connection. But it scurries along the ground. It goes wide of the goal.
Italy 2, Austria 1. Belotti beaten in the air by Dragovic. The red and white shirts go in search of the ball. Acerbi is first to turn and pass the ball back to Donnarumma. No chances, puts his right foot through it. Belotti comes back to help out. Heads it back to Locatelli. Chiesa's gone on ahead of him. Chiesa might get there. Chiesa takes it over the advancing goalkeeper, but excellent work to come back and clear it away by Trimmel, the substitute. It was going goalwards. Austria still in it, but time is desperately running out. 2-1. The header from Gregoric to Schaub near side. Back inside. Is there still one last final throw of the dice for Austria? We're inside the last 40 seconds. Then we'll be to see how much additional time there will be. Italy lead 2-1. Forward ball. Chiesa full of running. Chiesa looks for support. He might go it alone. Chiesa into the penalty area. Hinteregger leans into him. They're looking for a penalty. It's bowled out by Bachmann to Sabitzer. Diagonal ball. Kalajdzic is there. Gregoric tries to make the run off him. Comes towards Alaba. Up in the air it goes. Headed forward by Dragovic. He's been playing up front now towards the end. Free kick in favour of Italy. The Italian bench on the far side. Just 1 minute of additional time, which we're now into. And they are ready for the referee to blow his whistle. And they are ready to celebrate a hard-fought victory against Austria.
Yeah, Mancini's telling his team to calm down. Dragovic there gets booked. Boots the ball wildly away. Daft thing to do. He's frustrated at the award of the free kick. But what a match we've had, Ian.
It has been some contest. Not many people would have predicted this. But Italy, with a hard-fought victory, are about 20 seconds away from booking their place in the quarter-finals. Destination Munich for Mancini's men. Backman, this has got to be it now or never. 14 seconds remain. Goes long. Headed on by Gregoric. Spinazzola waits for the ball to settle. Hooks it away downfield. Referee Anthony Taylor looks at his watch. Headed forward. Headed on. Helped on. Gregoric tries to charge it down. Di Lorenzo will volley the ball away. And there is the final whistle. And Italy celebrates. They've required extra time, but they are through to the last 8. They have broken an 82-year-old record. They have gone 31 matches undefeated. It's a new national record as they've beaten Austria by 2-1. What about that, Chris? Mark, all of a sudden when I turned and he was silent, I thought he'd set off already.
Haven't set off yet. Incredible match, wasn't it, really? But, Italy, the substitutions worked. So much drama and extra time. And we thought Austria were dead and buried. But blimey, they kept going. They got a goal back. Nervy last few moments for Italy, but they've got the job done.
Can't believe who wrote Austria off at half-time and extra time. That's appalling, really, and hugely disrespectful to them. Right, Chris is going to go and do 606. The lines are open, 08085 909 693 to talk to Chris and Robbie. They definitely want to hear from Wales fans after they went out 4-0 to Denmark this afternoon. Micah, on the one hand, I'm tempted to say Italy made that a lot harder for themselves than they needed to, but that doesn't really pay Austria enough credit, really.
No, Austria deserved well, even when they went behind. They had some sort of team spirit. A lot of people, when they get the goal after extra time, their heads drop. But fair play to them. They stuck it right to the last time. They got the goal and was probably unlucky not to get another one. But in the end, Italy substitutions. I mean, talk about making an impact. Chiesa, I thought when he come on, was absolutely brilliant. He set the tone as soon as he came on. He was sprinting around. He closed one of the actions the very first, and Austria conceded possession. And he just set the tone as soon as he come on. And he was a massive, massive plus for Italy. And I can't be happy for him because, to break the record, what is that, 31 games now, unbeaten. And they kept going right to the end. So great match for everyone who was involved.
In fact, both sides really, Ian, benefited from their substitutions. And with 5 available, it will be interesting to see how coaches use them now we're in the knockout stages. We haven't seen coaches go to 5, have we, very much during the group stages. But I think it will get more tactical now as this tournament progresses.
Yeah, I mean, you're allowed to, in normal time, you're allowed to bring them on you can utilise those 5 substitutions at 3 in-play opportunities. And then you get an additional substitution in extra time. And I thought it was strange that Austria didn't make their changes until it was so late. Because Gregoric made a difference, I thought, when he came on. Schaub had a couple of efforts as well. But Austria, I thought, gave it a real go. I mean, some of them are still sat down. They've dropped to their feet. They're out, completely out on their feet, Austria, whilst the Italians are celebrating in front of their supporters away towards our right-hand side. But Austria forced Italy very, very hard. And, many people, and I know Micah said it at the very start about this long unbeaten run, who they really played in terms of top quality opposition. Not many people gave Austria a chance of taking Italy all the way to the wire as they did tonight.
And Micah, it just shows us, as we've said a few times, pointless trying to predict and pointless trying to interpret different halves of the draw and so on and so forth, because as Austria have proved tonight, anybody in the last 16 can give you a game.
Well, we're in the last 16 for a reason, because they're a good team. They defended well, they had good team spirit, and they took it to extra time. I think the only thing that helped Italy in I thought Spezzola was fantastic, and the strength in depth. We talk about Ian